We are a family of two, the siblings of two. It's just me and him, and we call ourselves Janice kids.
Indeed.
So, we are going to talk about growing up in the south side of Chicago. We have been seeing on the internet, the news, that Chicago gets a bad rep. I mean, it's not all peaches and cream, but it's not what everybody is saying it is. So we're going to talk about our experiences and from the past and the present. Hey everyone, it's your girl Donita Divine, and welcome to another episode of Wind Down Wednesday. Today, I have none other than my brother, Donn Ruff. You may have seen him before on the previous episode, and all my viewers loved him. So I wanted to bring him back because we have great chemistry. You know, we are a family of two, the siblings of two. It's just me and him, and we call ourselves Janice kids.
Indeed.
So, we are going to talk about growing up in the south side of Chicago. We have been seeing on the internet, the news, that Chicago gets a bad rep. I mean, it's not all peaches and cream, but it's not what everybody is saying it is. So, we're going to talk about our experiences and from the past and the present, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, first, welcome.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
We have a 9-year difference. I want to just ask you, well, we grew up in the same house, so I can't say what neighborhood you grew up on. But tell me a little bit about your background and upbringing and everything.
Like you said, grew up in the same house. So grew up in two different neighborhoods. I grew up in Cal Park until about 6th or 7th grade. So that's what, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Then moved probably not even 5 minutes away. Cross-hosted in the city.
West Pullman neighborhood.
Yeah, so-called West Pullman. But yeah, off 129th and Place on the side street between Wallace and Parnell.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, until I moved out, until I was a grown man.
So for me, I was born and raised on 83rd and Woodlawn. So I don't know if I was born there, but I know I was raised there. And then my grandparents lived in Brainerd Park. So that was over, I went to Robichaud School.
93rd.
So that was like 92nd Place.
92nd,
Yeah.
yeah.
1043 West 92nd Place.
There you go.
That's where I was raised as a young girl, and all my friends was from there. And that's what I knew. And then my aunt, where we talk about, she lived in the West Pullman neighborhood. Well, she used to live on 83rd and Woodlawn, then she moved to the West Pullman neighborhood. But all I knew was the city. And the city raised us. And we had some great experiences back then. And then my mother and father decided to take us out of he wasn't born.
I wasn't born. I wasn't even thought of. So we 9 years apart.
9 years apart. And my mother moved and father moved us to Calumet Park.
Right.
And when we moved there, it was not what it is today.
No, it was a mixed neighborhood. When I was a baby, we was on 125th and Bishop. It was more of a mixed, not even mixed, predominantly white.
Predominantly. When we moved there was white people doing carolers at our door.
Yeah.
And we was like, what is this? And I think to their surprise, when we opened the door, they were like, oh,
yeah,
it's not one of us. And that's when I realized, I started seeing, like, our neighbors were white. And
Absolutely.
That's when we noticed the white flight. It was like they went to sleep. We went to sleep one night, and then we woke up, and everybody was gone.
I think we were the first generation of, I hate to say this, but niggas moving from the city to the suburbs.
Yeah.
Like, you hear people talk about it all the time. Like, all these niggas from the city, they moving to the burbs, messing everything up.
Yeah.
We were the first generation of that.
Yeah, we were. But we had it going on. Our parents were like the high class. They both worked for CTA, Chicago Transit Authority. So they have both had good jobs. Right to this day, they have a picture of us that somebody sent to me
Facts.
recently in their station, like in their main headquarters, of me when I was like 9 or 10 and he was a baby.
Definitely.
And somebody said, "Is this on you? Is this you on this picture?" And I'm like, "Where did you get this?" My dad was holding him and my mom was right next to me. And it was a really one of those really emotional moments when somebody sent that picture to me because our father passed away. And my brother, when my brother was little, like young, so he don't have a lot of memories of my dad. So to see him in my dad's arms, oh my goodness, I was crying so hard. And I was like, look what I found. And so it became one of our staple photos. It's a black and white photo.
Make sure you post that.
Yeah, it was a black and white photo. And it showed CTA did a whole photo shoot on our family, like an up and coming African American influential family. So that's what my mom and dad was to the black community. And so that's why we are who we are today. We moved to Cal Park on 125th and Bishop. And during that time, as the years went on, that's like I said, we started seeing that white flight and you started getting more African American. I'm not gonna say the N word, the ninjas, as he said, but we started getting more people that look like us in our neighborhoods. And the neighborhood was still relatively really nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was still cool.
We were really close to Chicago area. Like it was the burbs, but it really wasn't the burbs.
It's
We like
definitely
was
not.
3 blocks from Chicago. So we were 122nd was the end boundaries of Chicago. And so we had friends and family that lived there. So we always went that way. We hung out that way. And then we went across Halsted, which is what is Chicago, but it's still out south, in the hundreds. We call it the Wild Hundreds. Yeah, that's kind of where we grew up and became our own. So tell me, what experiences growing up have shaped you to be the man that you are today?
Just growing up in two different neighborhoods. When you're a young black male, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was more BS, I should say, going on in Cal Park than across Halsted in the city for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cal Park is not what people think it is, especially nowadays. It's way worse.
Is
but
it?
Yeah, it's way worse.
Oh wow.
But growing up in the 90s, like you said, we moved from 125th in Bishop to 127th in Aberdeen. So we moved over there probably what, 90, something like that. I don't know. Like 89,
No,
90.
it was like 80.
It was like 88, 89.
I was still in high school.
It was like 88, 89.
Yeah.
So, I'm 8, 9 years old at the time on 127th Aberdeen. Then, like I said, we moved over there. We stayed there until I was in 6th or 7th grade.
Really?
Yeah, I remember.
It's so bad because we do have a 9-year age difference. I don't remember what he did.
No,
I don't remember going outside or anything.
Yeah, I remember because like you say, it's a 9-year age gap. So I remember I started going. I was going to Burr Oak, and then I went to Calumet. I started at Calumet.
7 Holy Founders.
I went to 7 Holy Founders for preschool.
Okay.
That's preschool. I went to Burr Oak for 1st and 2nd grade.
Okay.
I started at Calumet at 3rd grade. So whatever age you are at third, what age are you at 3rd grade? 8, 9, something like that.
Third grade is you're like 8 years old.
So that's 88.
Yeah.
So that's 88. So you 17 at the time. Dang. I think you stayed on 127th in Aberdeen. I think that was like for your junior or senior year.
It was my end of my junior year and my senior year, yeah.
Right. So, but I'm going back and forth between there and Cross Halsted to Pluton House. Yeah. If I say Pluton, that's my auntie. That's the greatest woman that ever walked this earth. She's my auntie. She's my great aunt.
She was our second mom. We called her our 2 moms.
She's my grandmother's sister.
Yes.
Our grandmother died when I was 4 years old, and our father died when he was 4 years old. When I was 4 years old.
Yeah. Same year.
So my mother went through that. Lost her mother and her husband the same year.
Yeah.
I was always close to my auntie.
Yeah.
So
and that's the crazy thing because I grew up with my grandmother in Brainerd Park. And so that's who I grew up with Pluton too, but my grandmother is the house with all of my mother's siblings because my mother is the oldest. So I was like 6 years under her youngest sibling or whatever.
My mom was telling me I didn't care for her.
With them basically with her siblings. So I was at my grandmama's and granddaddy's house all the time. And then when she passed away, I still was over there, but we were closer to Pluton because we lived closer down the street.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. So, not having your father in your life, how do you think that experience? You had a bunch of opinionated women in your
I had a lot of women in my life. My mother had a couple of brothers and everything, but my mother's, I mean, honestly, they talk about these women nowadays being masculine and how it's a turn off for me and everything. But mom, I'm gonna be honest with you, my mother was one of those women, and she had to be.
Yeah.
And I recently asked her about it, and she was like, back in those days, she had to act that way and be that way.
Yeah.
If my mother wasn't the way she is or was, I would have been a total knucklehead for real. Because the same woman we're talking about, Monty Pluton.
Okay.
Let me get away with murder.
Yeah.
So
got away with murder.
My mother was the disciplinarian, but my auntie.
Did she discipline you?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I got
That's because we 9 years apart. Of course, you wasn't there.
I couldn't do nothing. He got away with everything. He got all the gifts, everything.
You did too. You know what they say? Come on, I got a car. You got to think. I got a car. It was in 1998 for my senior year. It was an Audi 5000. It was a 1986. It wasn't a brand new car.
It was a car.
The car. We went to the pound. We went to the auction.
I was
and
there.
got a car. You was there. We went to the auction. They didn't even let us test drive. Now think about this. All these years later, would you buy a car without test driving it?
No.
Okay. So you see how they told us it had power windows, air conditioning, all these heated seats, all this. None of it worked. None of it. Now, granted, it got me through my senior year of high school. It did. But also, as I was driving one day down Halsted, the whole muffler fell off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
she paid $1,000.
I say we paid like what?
She paid $1,000. No, she paid $1,000 for the car, and it was on.
That was in Harvey. I remember.
No, it wasn't in Harvey. No, it wasn't.
It
was on 63rd and State. It was on 63rd and State.
Oh, I thought it was the one on.
It was on 63rd and State. I remember.
Okay. The city. So this is what the city
63rd. Exactly.
So, did you have any activities as a young man? Did you do any extra activity? Were you on like a football?
No, I didn't. When I was a kid, when I was that young, no, I didn't do anything. I wanted to always play basketball, but no, we didn't find nothing. My mama wanted me to play baseball, Cal Park Rams, all that for football. I didn't care about none of that. I didn't play organized sports until high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing in grammar school because all I cared about was basketball. Still to this day. So
because I'm trying to think, when I was growing up, I did like a lot of summer camps and stuff. Did you do summer camps?
No, never.
So you was just in the house chilling.
I was outside.
You was outside.
I was outside. It's different with that's the difference between like when you're a girl and a boy. Like for real, like you just said, mama didn't let you do. So
I can do nothing.
when these mothers, what's the saying? They raise their daughters
they raise their daughters and coddle their sons.
Exactly. So mama didn't coddle me. Mama ain't got a coddle in her.
Okay.
For real, I'm just saying.
You don't see it.
I know.
We had this conversation.
No.
A lot.
But I'm saying, you, like, because it's a thing. It's a thing like a woman. She knows. She's like, okay, I'm looking out for this with my daughter. Woo. She's a woman. She don't know what to do with a young man. She has no mother, no father, no man around, no male influence.
I used to run all the men away from her.
There you go. See what I'm saying? So
if she's like, this is such and such, I'd be like, you ain't my daddy.
Exactly. Like, so she don't have no male influence around for this young boy.
Right.
So the closest man I had really was our Uncle Leon. He died in 92. I remember. He died in 92, like my 6th grade year. I was there. I remember. That was the closest man I had to me from that point on.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like I said, as a woman, as a single mother, a widow, she gotta let me do what I want to, not do what I want to do, but it's like, all right, gotta let him go outside, be with his friends, do all that type of stuff. Can't be around a bunch of women. You don't want that.
Right.
So I always had friends in the hood. I was always able to go do what I wanted to do, all that type of stuff. I never, so my mama whole thing was just don't mess up in school.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing. So as long as I wasn't getting in trouble, I didn't really start getting in trouble until high school.
Okay.
So, and when I say trouble,
I was gonna say, what's the trouble you talking about?
Just doing dumb stuff. Like I can't remember what I was doing exactly, but I got a lot of. We had at my high school, we had this thing called Saturday detention. So I stayed at Saturday detention.
Did you?
Man,
I don't think I ever had detention in my whole 4 years.
I had detention on a regular. If you ask mama, she was dropping me off on a regular on a weekend for Saturday detention.
Where was that?
You a grown woman. We 9 years apart. You had a whole son and everything to worry about and a husband. So that's what I'm
I
saying.
was
Like
married
you was married.
when you was in school.
You got married, and when I was in eighth, I think I had just graduated eighth grade. Eighth grade going to freshman year. You got married. Your first marriage was what 92? No, 93, 94?
I got married in 94.
Yeah, I graduated grammar school in 94. June 94.
Dang. Putting
Exactly.
that in perspective is huge. Wow.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I graduated grammar school
Unfortunately, not
June
that
94.
person.
Yeah, think about that. Like I graduated grammar school June 94. May or June 94. Yeah. So, like I said, you were getting married. We're 9 years apart. So I was 14, 13, 14. You was 23.
Yeah.
It sound crazy, but you look
Crazy.
at it back. Yeah. We
Wow.
was going to fake church and all that. Cause she needed some. Yeah, I want y'all to hear this. She needed somewhere to get married. We never. Our family is not a church going family like that. We believe in God, all that, but we're not no holy rollers like that.
We didn't
So
stay in church like that
yeah, is at all.
at
So
all.
she joined this church, New Progressive. My mama was being fake saved, just like her. Yeah, I'm spilling the beans. I'm telling everybody, being fake saved for about a year so she can have somewhere to get married at and everything. But yeah, that was never.
That was never our demo.
No,
I
no.
remember we was going to a church. It was Reverend Maceo Woods. It was on 40 something. And she was like, we gonna get up and join this church. I'm like, I'm not getting up. She was like,
Who
yeah,
said this?
your mama.
Really?
And she was like, we join it. And I was like, I'm not getting up.
Mm.
And we sitting at the church and she's pinching
so
me.
Funny.
Get up, get up. I was like, I don't know these people. So yeah, sorry. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
My mom, we had some episodes growing up. And then as you grow up and you have your own kids, you realize.
Yeah.
I understand.
I understand totally.
I understand. And it's like, I thought I was mature. I knew everything. And
I was there for a lot of life lessons mama gave you. So, I mean.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. I mean, just want the audience to know. My mama is like Mayweather out here versus her. My mama is 50-0.
Whatever.
Undefeated.
I do not hate my mother. So
no, I mean, hey, both of us. The woman. Listen, you need. I want to say my mama's probably she's nice, everything, but
she's nice now.
She's nice now, but yeah.
Chick when we.
But you know what's so crazy? I remember the day I walked across the stage in high school. Mm-hmm. She was like, "You grown now," and she was like, "Mom," because she used to always be on me about little stuff. Let me go out and everything, but she was like, "Oh, you gotta be back in the house by 12 and all this." And as soon as I graduated, she was like, "Do what you want to do."
I think it's funny because we grew up in the city, but we both went to suburban high schools, and seeing how I feel a little bit disappointed in myself because every Saturday, what was we raised to do?
Clean up.
Clean up. And what do we have? What do we do? We couldn't go outside. We couldn't do nothing until we vacuum. We pledged the furniture. You
gotta pledge, you gotta
and wipe it down.
Wipe all that wood down.
My
all
goodness.
That. Yeah.
And that was our Saturday. And now I look at my daughter,
different times.
I'm like,
different times.
Girl, if you don't get up and clean this room or clean the house, and it's so different.
And it's not that
my son.
It's not that they lazy. It's just like they so out of tune, so out of touch.
Yes, they don't even know how to communicate with each other.
No, they don't. No, because they raised on phones.
Yeah, it's sad. So that's what I'm thinking too. Like back when we were growing up, I remember, like I was talking to Kelvin last week when we were talking about having a block party. I remember we used to turn the fire hydrant on. We used to run, what's the relay races?
Yeah, all that.
Mother May I in the yard. All the little.
Nah, these kids now they just looking for a viral moment. They want to do something crazy for a whole bunch of likes. And
the crazy thing is, our lives probably went more viral because we had fun doing it.
Yeah,
we did more things. We were more adventurous. These kids now they don't even know what fun is. No. They don't have a clue.
No, they definitely don't. You get caught up in those phones and everything, and the likes, and you constantly checking your phone, seeing who liked what, and seeing who commented
in the moment.
In the moment, no, you can't. It's terrible.
Wow. So we grew up across Hosted and in Cal Park, and then So you went outside. Were you outside across Halsted more or in Cal Park?
It was both, a little bit of both.
Yeah. So you have friends across Halsted.
I do. When
Okay.
Teddy from
Oh, Teddy
around,
from around the
Teddy,
corner.
he from 120. So my guy Teddy, he from 129th and Wallace.
Yeah.
We stay on the side street. He stay on the main street, which was Wallace. We was between Wallace and Parnell.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I got friends on both sides. But
One of my best friends, Tisha, was
definitely
on the other side.
she was on Parnell.
Parnell, yeah.
Yeah, but I got more. Of course, I got more friends in Cal Park because I went to Calumet and I went to Shepherd.
Yeah.
So
and back then, when I was going to school, I went to Eisenhower and Blue Island, and then right when I was a sophomore, that's when they decided to, I want to say, gentrify our school, but they split it up. So no one else who lived in Calumet Park. That's how many Black people was moving to Calumet Park. So exactly. I felt like they decided to cut off the people that attended that school. So they started busing the kids on one side of Calumet Park to Richards and the other side to Shepherd.
Yep.
And the people that were already in the school, they didn't uproot us, but everybody who was coming in and the ones that were freshmen, they got booted out. And I'm thinking, so a lot of my family who I would have went and been in school with got shipped to Richards and Shepherd.
Yep.
That's
definitely.
Crazy.
Definitely. That caused a divide in Cal Park.
Yeah.
Everybody on the 127th side went to Shepherd.
Yeah.
Everybody on the 125th side went to Richards. So
and everybody on 127th Street, they always thought they was better than the people on 120, like on
to this day.
Side. To the day.
To this day.
Oh,
to this day.
Well, you was not from.
I mean,
but the crazy thing is we lived on both sides of the.
We did. I didn't even think about that. So. But I rep 127th in Aberdeen.
Do you?
I do.
I rep 125th in Bishop.
I mean, I'm from both. I'm from Cross Halsted in the city, and I'm from 127th in Aberdeen.
So
I was a baby on 125th in Bishop.
Yes.
I was a real baby. I went to, like I said, I was going to Borough.
Yeah, he used to be a brat.
I was going to Borough.
I went to Borough. I went to Calumet.
Yeah, I was at Borough. So you got to think, I was at Borough to 6, 7 years old. So
no,
and then with the 7 Holy Founders, went to 7 Holy Founders first. But yeah, I honestly think they should have just kept, and this is my perspective, they should have just kept all the Cal Park and Robbins kids in Eisenhower.
I agree, and then moved everybody else
because I really think the story behind it is they did it because of the sports.
Oh, I didn't know about sports. I thought it was getting overcrowded because it was in Blue Island, so they still had to have Blue Island kids in there.
But a lot of those they start. I guess maybe that was further down the line because a lot of those white schools they couldn't beat the black schools, the black suburb schools. But yeah, they should have, because honestly, when I was at Calumet, it was all black. We even had black teachers and everything. We had a few white teachers, but we had black teachers.
So in Borough, we had more black teachers, I think. But in Calumet, we had all white teachers.
No, we didn't have all white. We had some black teachers.
I think we had one Mrs. Fisher, and she was like the home economics teacher. Did y'all have home economics?
We had home ec, but I don't know who it was. But we had guys like Mr. Box. He was a social studies teacher. He took us to go see Malcolm X when it came out with 7th grade. Wow. He took us to Dance Africa like every year. Like these were black men. These were black people in place that was showing black kids certain things they needed to see.
Oh no, we ain't had none of that.
You said Mrs. Fisher. We had Mr. Fisher. Mr. Fisher is one of the most liked black teachers we ever had when I was there. Really? I can't remember what he taught. I think he taught English. Oh yeah, if I ain't mistaken. To this day, people got him as a Facebook friend, everything. We had
who was the principal?
He was the superintendent. Mr. Vallo. He went from principal to superintendent. Mr. Vallo. We had a black man. You wasn't there. So Mr. Vallo.
You said you wasn't there.
You wasn't there. Mr. Vallo was a black dude. He was on some Joe Clark shit.
Oh, absolutely.
He was on some, because it was gangbang was at an all-time high in Cal Park.
Really?
What? That's why I say Cal Park was worse than living Cross Halsted on 129th.
Wow.
Listen, everything I know predominantly about street culture is through Cal Park, which is a fake suburb.
Right.
Like, for real. God. Like, everybody look at these suburbs now, like Dalton, Riverdale, Cal City, and all that. Cal Park is like the original fucked up suburb. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. Vallo was really on some Joe Clark shit, because Gangbanging was at an all-time high. Cal Parkers are predominantly belonged to one gang, and then another gang came. You know what I'm saying? Not came, but they was already there. But there was a lot of BS going on.
Was it any Hispanics there?
No, we probably had like 3 or 4 Mexicans there.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, from Blue Island. It wasn't no Mexican. No, it wasn't
When
no.
I grew up, I know we talk about all this craziness, but when I grew up, it was predominantly white and Hispanic, and yeah,
And Cal Park?
yes,
Hell nah. Mm-mm.
it was no. I'm telling you, it was only a couple of chips in the cookie.
No, I went to Calumet Grammar School from 3rd grade to 8th grade. I can tell you, it probably was 3 to 4 other races. It was all black, and like I said, we had black teachers and everything. So then that's why I said gangbanging came in. You know, once you hit 7th, 8th grade, once you really hit puberty, boys change, girls change. So it's everything, and people having sex, people gang banging. It's a lot going on. So you really
She
need,
was a really good girl.
like, just like now we seeing stuff, like the culture started to shift,
Yeah,
like bad,
yeah, it has
out of
not gone
hand.
back. Yeah.
That's why I see a lot of stuff now, and I'm like, yeah, we was the same. We was kind of worse,
Really.
man. It was bad, Calumet. Anybody went to Calumet with me, y'all know, especially
Right
and
up with the Calumet with me.
like for and you know who was the aggressors? Honestly, with a lot like I said with the sex and all that, it was the girls.
I keep hearing that even now. I
Yeah.
hear that the girls are
The girls are the hornballs.
not the hornballs.
The hornballs.
I think because they are insecure and they need to show the boys that they want to be liked or they want to be chosen. And I think whoever is giving them that message is just jacked up the young lady.
It's that. Well, the music is giving that message.
Facts.
But yeah, that's true because like a lot of girls, most women and young girls, if they feel like not pretty, they want attention from a boy or a man, they're gonna lead with sex. So if you feel like you're overweight or not as pretty, you're gonna lead with sex, and you know a boy is gonna
Right.
fall like, oh, for real, oh, okay,
Because it's more lust.
yeah, that's exactly what it is, and that's what was going on when I was there.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
So, do you think us growing up 9 years apart, I feel like we're close, but do you think that impacted our relationship?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Me neither.
Absolutely not. It's funny you brought that up because you told me the topic, and I was thinking about it on the way over here. I'm like, we 9 years apart, but like, I never felt that way.
I never felt that way. You know what? Remember that one time we had a fight?
We had a fight, yes.
So, back in the day, he used to be
You can say
my
it.
little brother. Oh my goodness. And he got away with murder.
Not
And
really.
so it was always like he would do little sneak stuff. He was like the little Drake. You know how they be like,
Little Drake.
he be sneak dissing, and then but nobody know it but the person that
I
he
was
dissing.
subbing you? Okay. I was subliminal. Okay.
And so I'll be like, and then when nobody's looking, he'll be like, do stuff. And I'll be like, we had a full blown fight.
Imagine y'all, she was fighting with a kid. She's a grown woman. We 9 years apart.
Whatever.
Take that into consideration.
I think I was 16 then, maybe. No, then he was way younger.
You was
You was like 13. I don't know. You was like 13. I don't know. You was young.
you was 22.
But I was fighting the kid. But he was, I'm 5'3". And I've been 5'3" all my life. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy because it's like, I don't know. We were always close. I tell people, like, I remember we sat down as a family in Cal Park. Me, you, and Mom. I never forget this for real. And watched Eddie Murphy Raw. Eddie Murphy Raw, like for real. I was like 8 years old. I ain't had no business watching it.
Let me tell you.
But these type of people I grew up around.
He was my photographer. I used to be I'm like, I didn't put this outfit on. My brother, we were tight.
Yeah.
And
People
he
can't.
was my best friend. And we used to, my auntie Pluton, she had this like real fancy radio. It was like concealed inside this cabinet.
There's a whole bunch of everything.
Yeah, and it was like, back in the day, it was a record. And they had Delirious on the album, and Richard Pryor.
The ice cream man is coming.
Oh my goodness. So what we would do, we would just turn off the lights and sit back and listen to the whole album of Delirious, Richard Pryor, and what's the Millie Jackson?
Millie Jackson.
Oh my goodness! Now I was probably old enough to listen to.
I didn't have no business listening.
He had no business, and
I should have been calling CPS on all everybody for real, because I didn't. The way I was raised, but I ain't gonna lie. I was raised by predominantly women, between my mother, my auntie, and my sister. But
our auntie Pluton.
Yeah.
If you could think of Della Reese on Harlem Nights, that's who she is.
I really talk crazy. I when I talk to women,
you talk like that.
I talk really crazy, and I never knew I was talking crazy.
Me neither.
Because I thought all women acted like this.
Same.
Yeah, because I'm like, damn, you don't act like the women in my family.
When I met
like, it's so many women.
He was like, you say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, who doesn't?
I never met a soft woman in my life. Never. Because the women in my family, from y'all three to my auntie April, Tanya, even Charlotte. Charlotte, once you turn her up. Like,
she gonna be like, can I tell you something and you don't get offended?
Yeah, I never met, I thought all women acted like this, for real.
No, they just
I didn't know that till I got older.
Black women.
Yeah, so once I got older and start talking to women, like, who you think you talking to? And I'm like, oh.
People are super, now this culture.
They are already sensitive.
Oh, they are super sensitive.
Can't say nothing.
And so when I look at the comedians, who's that my favorite guy that's from Chicago that's just out of pocket?
Deion Cole?
The other one. The one.
Corey Holcomb.
Corey Holcomb.
Corey Holcomb, ridiculous. Shout out to Corey Holcomb.
Shout out. I love him, but it's very cringeworthy because I be like, ugh. But these people are, even D. Cole, all of them, Deion Cole, was it B. Cole and Deion?
It's B. Cole, Deion Cole, yes. D-Ray, Corey Holcomb, all of them. And all
of them.
Damon Williams.
We grew up on. And that type of comedy and that banter, the way they talk.
That's why I say I thought all women act like that.
Yeah.
Because the women from the 80s and 90s, really, that's how they reacted to everything.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a Chicago thing. It might be a Chicago thing.
No, it's a New York. It's
because big cities. In New York, they like that too.
Yeah, New York, ridiculous. New York.
Yeah, they hard. And I think if you grew up in the 80s and the 90s in Chicago, then you are, or the 70s, 80s, 90s, then you kind of got a little bit of rough around the edges.
Yeah, as they say, masculine women.
Yeah, you're not. I ain't gonna say I'm masculine.
You're not masculine, but
I would say I'm not as sensitive.
Yeah, but you might talk like a but you might talk masculine.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do I talk masculine?
You do. You talk masculine. Not literally, but yeah, you definitely got a flip mouth. I'm just saying.
And that's what he tells me. He always say. But you know what? People love my flip mouth when it's directed to other people. But when it comes to them, it's like, oh my God.
You already know.
So, but you think that your mother was absolutely. The one. Okay.
Shout out to Janice Denaria.
She's the whole name.
Shout out. Hey, that woman.
Janice kids.
Man, that woman. Hey, the realest woman I ever met in my life, for real. She's an old woman now, but man.
She is super old. So now that you are in Chicago, it does get a bad rep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it's as bad as they say on the?
No, it's not. It's not as bad because nothing in Chicago is just. It's not just blatant. The stuff that goes on in Chicago, people have done stuff to get that reaction out of people. Okay. If you getting shot or killed, if you getting caught in your car doing something, you just did something to somebody. Oh. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some casualties of war. Some might happen. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but most of this stuff is premeditated.
It's like retaliation.
Man, most of this stuff is game bangers, and it's retaliation death. Yeah. That's all that's happening.
I can honestly say I don't want to sit in my car.
I can understand that.
Yeah. My only thing is when I hear, and they be like, they were just sitting in their car, but 9 times out of 10, they may have been in a crossfire.
They might be in a crossfire, or like I say, people be doing shit and they think it's sweet. Them people right outside looking for them, and they're like, them niggas go right there.
And that's what happens. New generation. So this girl, what's her name I was talking about? Okay, so I'm a little young girl. It's some little boy named DJ. He was a rapper, Scoon or something.
Oh, I did hear about. I know that was the girl name. Yes. The whole backdoor situation with the getting hair braided or whatever.
What's
dreaded.
Backdoor? I thought that was some sex stuff, but now I'm really.
It is. It's both.
Okay.
It's both. Don't know. You still there.
Okay.
Backdoors
backdoors
basically
setup.
A setup. Yeah, you got lined up. Yeah.
So but what I realize now, like back in the day when we were growing up, when I was growing up, you had problems. Well, we weren't getting shot at like that either.
No,
but you just had your immediate friends to handle that problem. Like if you like, oh, I'm gonna tell that we gonna fight, and then you got a group of people, then they gonna pump you up to fight. Now this generation, if you got a problem with somebody, they gonna get on the internet.
Yes.
And now you got the whole Chicago generation.
Not even the whole Chicago. You got the whole world.
You got the whole world. These people have been reporting on this young lady, and it is so
supposedly
sad.
She moved. We report on her right now.
I know. It's
what's her name?
sad.
Shout out to Nene. Be safe, my girl.
You know what? Because when I saw she was born in 2004, like they made an obituary for this young lady.
Yeah.
And I was like,
this
generation is so they don't have like no remorse.
They have no remorse, and also the thing is, people don't know the details, and the internet, they let the whole internet tell a story.
Yes, and that can be all wrong.
It's
and y'all 90% of the time, lady over nothing.
90% of the time it's all wrong. Yes.
And I mean not nothing, but I'm just saying that may not have happened, and then y'all let one person put something out there, and now her life is in jeopardy.
Yes.
And that's the sad part about this generation.
Because the boy was 18, so I guess she 19, 20 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Everybody getting your business online. They want they like to post everything.
Yes.
Drop their location. They get on there talking crazy and say fuck they dead homies, they mama and everything, and they think they untouchable. It's
scary.
Yeah.
It really is scary because, like I said, when we grew up, we didn't have that outlet, and I think that allowed us to really be kids. These young people are not even going through. Like you were saying, you were outside, but you wasn't really active in, like you was on, you weren't in no active after school.
I wasn't in no organized sports, but let me tell you, like I hooped on the regular, and when I was a kid, I always played ball. But the thing with these kids now, they just like guns are so accessible. Like guns wasn't it would like with the games and everything, it was more organized.
Yeah. And they respect the young kids. They respected the mamas. Now it's like anything goes.
Like you wasn't shooting in no daytime and none of that. They shooting all day, every day. So, and everybody just couldn't have a gun.
And do you think that's just Chicago?
Hell no.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Chicago gets such a bad rep for saying that we're the worst. Like we went to Oakland. We have family in Oakland and all part of California and Louisiana, but we've seen so many. We were all in the projects, ghetto or whatever, and I'm like, I felt more unsafe there than I did in Chicago.
Absolutely, because you always gonna feel unsafe with an area you're not familiar with.
True.
Like with me, I could walk around the whole hundreds and
mess around with it.
I'd be all everywhere, and I feel safe, and it'd be the worst of the worst. But if I'm out west or in Inglewood or somewhere, I'd be like. You know what I'm saying?
So tell me, that's what we don't have anybody here to represent the other sides of the town. So from from the rumors and everything, how do they categorize the different sides of town? So South Side, what do they call us? What do they say we are?
Well, they say it depends. West Side think we bougie and all that sometimes. So, but they also, the West Side, they always been known. The country. It's a lot of dope out west. So they get money out west. But they sell dope.
The West Side, I realized as I've grown up, everybody I know on the West Side, they nice, they solid.
They are.
I'm like, and it seemed like when we were growing up, you would think, oh, that's the West Side, they country, like, but they solid, nice people.
They are nice people, but is definitely poverty stricken. It's definitely it's a lot of drugs still flowing through there. Like it's an open air drug market on the West Side. Like for real.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious. I work in the West Suburb, so sometimes I go get something to eat in the city and everything. Like they still run up on your car. Rocks, weed, blows. Yeah, and CPD is be sitting right there.
Rocks, squeezing, blows.
Rocks, weed, blows.
No, that's what they saying.
Yes. Oh. Crack, marijuana, heroin. Yeah, however you want it. They call blows and heroin. So yeah, it's really like that out there. For real. Wow. Or they just selling weed. Like they don't want no murders. Like if anybody ever watched The Wire, they know. Like If you ever watched The Wire, you heard of Amsterdam. Amsterdam was an open air drug market. I really think that's how the West Side is. The West Side is ran like that. They sell like a lot of dope.
Really?
Not a lot.
So who's selling the guns then?
That's a good question because that's the biggest problem in Chicago. The guns are coming through the internet. The internet's
I'm
one of the
gonna say
worst.
the guns is coming through people that don't look like us because they
Yes,
want us to off ourselves.
yes. Watch the movie Strap. The movie Strap. It was a white man in there selling guns. He was going to the hood selling guns to this nigga named Bamboo. Bamboo was lighting shit up.
I ain't never seen that.
You have seen Strap.
Oh.
You definitely seen Strap. It came out like in 90, 91. But that's what's going on right now. But the internet, you got the black, what's it called? The black market or whatever on the internet. And then you got the straw purchases and everything. And then you got the robberies. They really breaking in. They really breaking in these gun shops. These gun stores.
Everything.
They breaking in everything. So, but these little niggas, they got more firepower than the cops.
Yeah, they do.
So,
or the cops just realize it ain't worth it.
The cops definitely feel like it ain't worth it.
Or do you think they're gonna change it and now put robots on the street?
I don't know about robot. They might, but I think the National Guard.
I don't know. Somebody coming.
But the people that need to come is y'all niggas, mama and daddy. That's who need to come.
Yes.
And I ain't gonna put it. I'm not even gonna put it all on the mama because everybody, where y'all mamas at? Where y'all daddies at?
Ooh,
like y'all daddies really need to get in tune with these boys, man, for real. Cause these little niggas is wilding out. They're doing too much.
Do you think most of the dads are incarcerated?
Yes, they either incarcerated or they just don't care. Or, they didn't beef with the mama so much, they're like, it is what it is. And then they see the little boy that grew up. If you don't get these boys by 7th grade, it's a wrap. Because that's when it really starts, 7th grade. If you got uncles, aunties, or whatever, you got to bring that child in. You definitely need to do that.
But I think in the beginning, if you lay down with somebody and you have a child with them, then you need to establish some type of relationship on both sides. Because if your family is not being supportive, then you always can lean on the baby daddy side to be that. And sometimes, that happens. Sometimes it don't. But you got to have support somewhere.
Gotta have some type of stability, some type of support. Because these kids, I've always said, these boys have more daddy issues than women.
Oh. So you think they're daddy issues?
They definitely have daddy issues. That's why these niggas grow up and get in gangs and everything because they want a big homie. They want a man to impress and everything.
Right.
They ain't had no daddy. So.
But you didn't have a father.
I didn't. But I was cool. No, I'm serious.
You had us, and we were right there, and your mama was in your behind.
My mama was on me at all times and everything, and it was just like. For real. And it was just like I was never no follower to that point.
Yeah, we've never been followers.
Yeah, I've always been around all that type of stuff, but I've always been dude like I've always respected people. People respected me. I honored everybody and everything. So I've been in the mix with all that. Any and everything. Been in the mix right there. But I ain't never had to take it that far. I had a homie, one of my best friends growing up, he got clapped. He survived. He was about 15, 16. And I was like, man, what the fuck? So that always like, man, that just took me like, nah, that street life ain't it at all.
And so in Chicago, do you think it's still divided like it was back in the day?
Divided meaning what? What you mean?
Race.
Hell yeah. Chicago's segregated. I think in within the next 10 years, Chicago will definitely be more integrated.
You think integrated?
I definitely think so.
Okay.
With the Venezuelans being here, coming in, more and more migrants, the more black people keep moving to certain areas. Yeah, black people moving out for real.
Yeah.
Black people moving out, and it ain't even the just white people. Like I rode through Woodline, my own neighborhood. Man, so many white people over there.
Yeah.
Like in the hood.
Yeah, and they don't get touched.
They don't get touched.
So that's why it's when they say that Chicago is bad. I'm like, it's bad for the people that are in those
the bullshit
situations.
Yes.
Yeah, in the bullshit.
If you don't get me wrong, you might get robbed, you might get your car stolen. God forbid. I'm just saying, all the other stuff, yeah, if you don't get mixed up with all that stuff, you'll be good. Yeah. Summertime Shy is one of the best things in the world.
Goodness.
People really come here
And we have the best food.
We have the
Let's
best
talk about
food.
that.
People don't understand Chicago is a real tourist
This is
town.
why, they said land of the big backs.
Yeah, people, you get every type of food you want. You get
And it's delicious.
you get the soul food, African food,
Jerk,
Italian food, everything.
yes.
Asian, we got everything you want. So
Chinese.
people come here for
Japanese.
everything. Summertime Shy is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, you got
It's
from
beautiful.
It is. You got from May to about September.
Yeah,
you don't want to come in after that because it's cold. But
Yeah.
but before that, yeah, we got everything you want. Everything you want. Chicago is a beautiful place, man. It's expensive. It's getting expensive. More whites moving back to the city. They took that white flight and moved to the burbs.
And now they going back.
Now they coming back to the city.
The black folks done went
because they like fuck it.
They birdie.
They like
moving back and
these
forth.
niggas is close to downtown. We want all their property. So
yes.
So a lot of them moved to Inglewood. They moving over east now.
They are.
The over east got the nice lakefront view and everything. They don't want far south. They don't want the hundreds where we from. They want the low end.
Yeah.
They want the low end. They want the South Loop. All that.
It was already happening when they started getting rid of the projects. So we knew it was bound to happen.
Definitely.
How
Absolutely.
is it raising a young son?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I had 2 boys. One lives in Dallas now. One goes to school in Arkansas.
Do you think the one that lives in Dallas, is that because he felt like there was no opportunity here?
It is no. I don't want to say there's no opportunity here, but he was going to school there at first. Took a break from school. Ended up just staying there. I'm like, dude, you don't need to come back here. The weather is better there. More opportunities there and everything. Like in Chicago, it's hard to really find something that's going to make you some money.
Yeah.
Unless you really got some degrees and you in corporate America. But if you like construction, or maybe construction, because they got stuff going on all the time. Because Chicago will never finish nothing here. Nothing.
We always building.
You're always building. Dan Ryan been under construction for years. Yeah, you just got to know what you want to get into and everything.
So, but you think it's tough raising? But both of them are in school. So, but when they come back to visit, do you have like?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when they grown because you really can't tell them nothing. Because I know I was that age. So you can't tell no 21-year-old young man, hey, don't go here, don't go there. No, because if you ask my kids where they grew up, where they from, they gonna tell you I'm from Cal City. Cal City is like Cal Park. It ain't sweet. It's not. It's decent.
Used to be.
It used to be. I don't know. Remember Tanya State over there? It was, and so it's decent. It ain't bogus, but it ain't the city. No, but you got to think Cal City. That's the thing people don't know. Like the south suburbs of Chicago, you only 5-10 minutes away from the city.
Right.
That's it.
And I live in a far south.
And you still only 10 minutes away. 10, 15 minutes away. It don't matter. You get on. That's the thing about Chicago. You jump on that E-way, you right there, wherever you trying to go.
Yeah.
So you never too far away from the bullshit.
No, that's true. And as long as they got cars, the bullshit can follow.
Yeah. And then like with Matson, you got the people that's parents out there, they not on the bullshit, but their kids want to be down so bad.
They want to be like from the.
They want to be from the city because it's the music. They see the drill rappers, the drill rap music and everything. They want to emulate everything they doing.
I mean, it's good if that's what you want, but it's like I would love for these kids to have their own identity.
It's not good because these kids
want to do the drill music.
No, what I'm saying is no. Drill music is definitely not good. No
so
form.
Tell me, what is the drill music?
Drill music is basically gang banging music.
Oh.
If you want to be 100% honest,
okay,
it's all disrespectful. You diss people with gangs, people dead homies, them, whatever. So
that's what drill music is.
That's what drill music is. People ain't gonna be honest with you about it, but that's exactly what it is.
So that's why a lot of those people are getting shot.
Hell yeah, all that smoking on Tuka and fuck Duck and all. These are dead people. And people are disrespecting these people. Yes. People are disrespecting people gangs and yeah. So
that's wow.
Yes.
But didn't Chicago start that?
Yes, they did.
Why?
Because it's a Chicago mentality. It's gang banging shit. So
they started stuff.
Yeah, Chicago is a forefather of gang banging. Like between Chicago and LA, Chicago don't have no outside gangs here. So everything is all Black P Stones, Black Disciples, Gangsta Disciples, all that, New Breeds.
The folks and the brothers.
Folks and the brothers, definitely. You had the folks over there on the 12 Deuce.
Yes.
And then you had all the moles in Cal Park, and you had the moles on the 12-8.
Yep.
So, and then you go further, you got West Pullman, further down West Pullman, then you got the gardens and everything. So,
do you remember We went to the lakefront.
Absolutely. It's funny you say that because my wife was just there. My old lady was just there last week.
Really? Did she get jumped?
She didn't get jumped.
We
So you
almost
want to tell a
got.
story?
No, go ahead. You tell us. See how you
So
remember.
I was like, just like 93. I'm 13, 14 years old. Shout out to my nephew, his daddy. We out there. It's me, my sister, and her ex-husband. We out there. He's from 79th. He's from around Western, 79th and Western, whatever. Cool dude. Never, no, on no bullshit. So this is back in the era where if your ears were pierced,
Right.
it was a big thing. So he had his right ear pierced.
He had both of them pierced.
He had them both pierced, but they was like, so 95th over East is Mexicans.
Yeah.
Latin Kings. Latin Kings stay on bullshit with black people.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. People can say what they want to say in the comments, but a lot of Mexicans are racist.
Ooh, they don't like black people.
They don't like black people at all,
Sorry.
especially the gang members.
They do identify as white.
So the Latin Kings are the worst of the worst. Like you can talk to a regular Mexican cat out the street and everything. So, but anyway, fast forward. My brother-in-law had his right ear pierced. Ex-brother-in-law, my bad. You're right. Had his right ear pierced, and they like, they approach us like, you got to take that earring out and all this. Now, mind you, they got a black Latin king with them.
Right, he didn't approach us. They didn't want to approach us. They had a black representative.
They got a nigga with them, a black Latin. This nigga probably don't speak no Spanish,
and they call him all kind of names.
So. Motherfuckers standing their ground. My sister wilding out, talking crazy. Ain't nobody taking shit out. Ooh, I'm a short. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? My brother-in-law, he ain't going. You know what I'm saying? My ex-brother-in-law, he ain't going. Hey, you gotta take that earring out and all. They deep as fuck. And they were and shit. It wasn't good. It ended up turning out. Nobody. We didn't fight or nothing, but we ended up leaving or whatever. But
well, y'all gotta leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was, honestly, I'm going to keep it real with you. That's when Chicago was really Chicago.
Yeah.
Because that was when gangbang was more organized and it was at an all-time high.
They was like, we ain't going to bother you, but you got to take them earrings out.
Yeah.
I was like, we ain't doing
none of that.
I done cracked the bottle. I was like.
My sister cracked the bottle. She was ready to, get it in one of the essays. Man, I done had a couple of. You asked that we need to hold. We can have a whole podcast on that. We done had a couple of run-ins with Mexicans, for real. Like, cause Mexicans really they cool, but they be the gang banging Mexicans. They be on bullshit, and it's only one set. It's the Latin Kings.
Mm.
It's the Latin Kings. Them niggas be on bullshit.
That. Wow.
I definitely remember that. Excuse me.
I can't believe you were so young.
I definitely remember
everywhere with me. And now
me and my sister be like, we've been like this since day one. People don't realize, like, I really.
Same.
Yeah, we've been down for years. You would never think we was 9 years apart.
Yeah, same.
Never ever.
Because anybody, I be ready to go all in for my little brother. You don't like when I call him little brother.
Why you say little?
But he's my big little brother because he like over me like this.
Yeah, well, we 9 years apart, but yeah, you if you met us, you would never know. You would never know. But yeah, we had.
He look older than me, don't he?
Yeah, don't let the grades fool you though. I'm a youngin. I'm about to be 44 on the 28th.
So, yeah, you having a birthday coming up.
I got a birthday coming up.
Out of town.
You going out of town? Where you going?
Mexico.
What part of Mexico?
Sorry.
There you go.
So we talked about social media and how it's impacted the community. Do you see seeing that how we've gone down in the downward spiral? Do you see any light at the end of the tunnel for?
Right now, I don't want to say it's no light because I don't never want to wish that on black people. But we kind of stagnant right now because I just really feel like black people gotta get it together, man. Because these kids you can't even say nothing as an adult to these kids because they really are killers. Yes. They really would kill you. It's really scary, and they have guns and they don't care. They do drugs. So I hate to sound just like a repeated record, but it starts at home. People got these mothers and fathers. They got to get in tune with their kids' lives.
I think they're afraid sometimes too. I think if you don't get in tune with them early enough before the change happened, then they are afraid because now the kid that went backwards, went down a rabbit hole, and now they are killers. You know, they always say the people that your son was in that room making that bomb.
Absolutely.
You know, so I believe that your son is out doing no good. And I do think, and I hate this for all the people that love smoking weed, but I really do believe that it's a lot of this marijuana that they are putting in their bodies, because I really don't think it's the best thing for you. And
It's
these
that
these kids are out of control, and I think because they are smoking on that sharp, I don't even know what they smoking no more.
it's that the weed is strong as hell, but it's
And
also let's be real. The women, I mean, the kids are being predominantly raised by these women, and I just honestly think these boys get just as tall as their mama, big as their mama, they can't do nothing with them.
yeah.
So once the boy hit 13, 14, once they hit puberty, I want to be like, you know what? She wash her hands with him. He gonna do what he want to do, and you really
That's where
can't.
the fathers
That's
come
what the
in.
father and then as a parent you working. So a lot of these parents they might work second shift.
Right.
You working 4 to 12, whatever, 2 to 10. These kids got all day to do bullshit. They not going to school.
Right. They ain't had no two mama like we did.
Man, for real. There ain't no
That was
big mama in the house no more. When we
that's
was
the
grew
truth.
up, ain't no big mama in the house no more. It was always somebody at the house.
Right.
These kids come home, they fending for themselves. So
imagine if my son, because like I would be big mama if my son had a kid. I'm always busy.
But that's also too like you say your son. Y'all moved out of Dalton when Dalton was making that shift.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got his own stories or whatever.
Right.
But Dalton now is like for real. It's
Is it like hell?
I don't want to say hell. I'm not from Dalton, so I can't tell you. But I can
see a lot on the news.
I just see a lot. And shout out to Tiffany Henry. I just see what's going on, and it's just like went downward.
Yeah.
So
I really honestly, and I know I might be the only person, I really thought that she was gonna make a change. I thought that she had big dreams, and I think maybe her dreams got in the way of.
I think she messed up when she was like trying to press people for votes.
Businesses.
Yeah. When you get to shutting down business and everything, like you don't do that to nobody black. Like what are you doing? Like come on now.
Yeah.
So I mean, she ain't got locked up yet, so she clearly said she ain't did it.
He hasn't got locked up either.
Touche to P Diddy. Shout out to P Diddy.
All right. So we're saying that Chicago it's a beautiful city. We were born and raised there in different parts.
You know what it is? I feel like Chicago is going through that same thing all the big cities go through. Chicago is the third largest city, right? So New York is the biggest, and then LA is the second. I really feel like Chicago is going through.
Encyclopedia? Who knew?
Hey,
come on, Google.
New York. I feel like we just falling in place doing what all these other cities did.
Yeah.
Because remember New York, they were talking about all the kids got guns and woo woo and all this.
Mm-hmm.
Then went to LA, and all these gang bangers, the Bloods and the Crips and everything. Now everything is focused on Chicago. Ever since the drill started, like in 2012 and everything. And then with the
Barack, if we can get the drill music out,
we got to get drill music out.
So look,
we got to get drill music and whole culture out.
Oh my God, yes. So the
whole culture is not on. Hey, I love Glow.
I love Glow.
I love Glow. I love Lotto. I love Meg.
I just want them to change it up.
I just want you to put some clothes on sometime. Sometime, not all the time. Sometime.
And are they in their 30s yet?
Hell no. That's why they in their 20s. They just. Sexy.
I think how they say that she's a plant to demean the black women or whatever. That was black market stuff. We didn't hear it on the radio.
Okay, keep going because I got
a lip gloss line that's named after venereal diseases.
Oh, that's different. Herpes lip gloss.
Gonorrhea.
Oh, but you know what? I don't. That might not be true.
She said it out her mouth.
But that's what I'm about to say. Sexy Red is like a fool. And I mean it in a good way. Cause like she play a lot. That's what I think.
I'm like, why can't we get a billboard? Because sometimes I'm like, the message needs to be in the neighborhoods. Maybe you know how they used to have those, bull horns, and you just hear these messages like in the other countries, and they like, kind of like I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this though. We talk about Sassy, Glow, Megan, and all them. But Lil' Kim is the mama of all of them. Yeah, don't look crazy. Because Lil' Kim is the foremother of all this BS. She started all this shit.
No.
Yes?
Millie Jackson.
No. Don't put it on Millie. It was all on Kim.
Now, I'm going to say Lil Kim showed me how to handle men. I was grown listening to that. And I had to purchase it outside of listening to it. It wasn't on the radio. It was not all of this stuff I found. It was on CDs, like underground stuff. It wasn't nothing that you.
But
had,
you
you
knew
could
what
go
she. But
and
you.
hear on the radio. They never played a Lil Kim song on the radio.
But you knew what she. That picture with her squatting down and that bikini. You knew what it was.
Because me listening to Lil Kim squatting down, I have no pictures of me sitting down, squatting down like that.
Wait a minute.
I mean, you know, but it's also your mentality and if you're a follower and what, you know, if you listen to that song for entertainment or if you look into that as a leadership. Now, like I did say, I did learn a lot, listen to the music, but a lot of stuff I took and threw away and a lot of stuff I listened to and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But because I came from a strong foundation.
Right. Your mama wasn't going.
Absolutely. So I was
Shout out
not
to Janice
out
one
here
more
with
time.
my behind out or whatever. And that's because I had a family backing me. Aunties, grandmamas, granddaddies.
But now the aunties right there right nowadays. But I'm this is what it is. This is the problem. There's no balance. Like there's some good conscious female rappers like Rhapsody.
Absolutely.
Rhapsody is cold.
Yeah.
But they don't showcase her like that.
Never have.
They put out Megan, Glow, Sexy Red, Lotto, Nikki. Nikki is like married now with a child. She don't go as hard like she be on her still showing her body and everything. But she don't talk crazy like that. They don't want it, but that's they might not want to hear it.
Hill all the time. That's the best
There you go.
CD
there you go.
Of all time.
You might not want to hear it, but if you force feed something enough, it's like you can't. If you put Sexy Red on 24/7, that's all you're gonna fucking know.
Song, and I don't want to because it's catchy.
It's catchy.
And they know that black people like a good tune.
Exactly.
And that's how we learn stuff. And instead of putting us a good tune like the guy was talking about the Supreme Courts and all of that, you know, don't nobody want to hear that stuff. They want to hear the stuff that
Glorilla got the song of the summer.
Yeah, she does.
She do, you know what I'm saying?
The meteorologists.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
They are doing all the raps with now, and I get it. Hip hop is hip hop. I'm not taking away from it. But when it becomes when it's over glorifying the negative of our black women, it's a problem.
But the black women are doing it to themselves. Okay. You can't sit up there and say that they over glorifying it when they putting it out there, because to white people, to all other, it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
But you sit up there acting a fool. You talking about booty hole brown and all this. Hey, they gonna put it out there. They've never heard one talk like this. Like, oh, okay, we gonna get a good reaction from this. Yep. So, and I get it. Sexy feel like, okay, I'm getting my people out the hood. I'm making some money. I get it, but these little girls follow you.
Yeah.
And everything. So
I have to check in with my daughter. Be like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Like, she knew all about the girl that was on TikTok. They be knowing about these things way more than
Shout out to Hawk Tui. Dr. Umar, don't get mad at me.
But I think as they grow professionally and in their craft, I'm hoping that they'll say, okay, let me change this, bring it down, because you're not going to be the same size. You're not going to be the same age forever. So you're going to have to do something different.
That takes age and maturity, though. All these girls we talking about, they in their 20s.
Yeah.
You don't care about nothing in your 20s like that. You know?
Care about making music.
You just care about music and money.
But it's going to get stale.
Yeah, what's that? But that's the whole, it's a recycle. They got another girl waiting right there.
Yeah.
Megan is damn near a old hoe right now. A old hoe. Shout out to old hoes.
That is so.
Shout out to Tori. We love y'all.
Who is Tori?
Tory Lanez.
Get out of here.
Hey.
I know that's a whole different.
I don't believe Tory did what he did, but I'm just saying. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Megan know what happened that night. They was drunk than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I don't think nobody know what happened that night.
So going back to our conversation about the hood, seen the Kendrick Lamar "Not Like Us" video?
Hey,
Did you see it? You said it to me.
they not like us.
So
They
do
not
you
like
think
us.
something like that can happen in Chicago where they bring in all the gangs together?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, absolutely.
just for a video.
Just what I mean. It could be a limited time only. I mean, Kanye done did some stuff.
What did Kanye do? Shout out to Chicago, Kanye.
Kanye done brought
Kanye
comment on his last album. He had rival gang members. He had Lil Durk on there. He had Ruger on there. Lil Durk is a BD, a black disciple. Ruger is a gangster disciple. They weren't on the same song, but he's had several people on the same. You know what I'm saying?
Not on the same
Same
song,
platform.
but in the same.
It can happen. A person like it gotta be like it's got to be somebody real Kanye. It's gotta be like Bump J. Shout out to Bump J. He got a
But
mixtape
he's
dropping.
not from Chicago.
Bump J is from Chicago.
Is he?
Yes, he from over east.
I
Shout out
thought
to
he was from Memphis.
Bump J.
Who am I thinking about?
I don't know what you think about Moneybag Yo or somebody.
No.
Bump J is from Chicago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Bump J is a real one from over east. Shout out to, but yeah, niggas like that. The niggas that the younger guys respect the older guys. It gotta be somebody like that. So
I really want them to make a Chicago CD. I mean, I guess I don't say CD album.
it can be done.
Like,
It can be done.
like the old ones. Remember Crucial Conflict? Like everybody, and just come back and just hit them. Like we only got 2 well-known female rappers from Chicago, right? Shauna and
Tifa.
who is Tifa?
We got Shauna. They was in the group together, Infamous Syndicate.
Oh yeah, okay. But no, but the other girl, the one that was on the stage with Nicki Minaj, I can't think of her name.
Chicago
She's on the west side.
Chicago got a few females. They got
Yeah.
I can name them. You got Tink, Shauna, Tifa. Tifa don't rap no more like that. I don't think.
I ain't heard of Tifa in a long time.
You got Dreezy. Dreezy
Oh
cold.
yeah, where's Dreezy?
Dreezy is cold. She's super cold. That song she had with T-Pain should have blew up.
Yeah,
You got the new
where's
chick. What's the
Dreezy?
chick? She be talking super reckless. Mellow Bucks. She from over east too. I think she's from like the Terrytown area over
Okay,
there.
so listen to all these people that you just named.
Uh-huh.
I need to hear all of them. Are the girls drill?
Mellow Bucks is drill.
Okay.
Mellow Bucks talk super reckless.
Okay.
I'm scared of Mellow Bucks. I ain't gonna lie
How
to
old
you.
is she? In her 20s?
Yes.
Yeah, that's because
The motherfuckers in their 20s, they feel like they're invincible. They feel like
they don't care about death.
They don't care about nothing. Nothing. So, I mean, I get it.
I don't.
We've all been there. No, I get it.
Mm-mm.
I get it. I get it. If you was outside like that.
Give me some good old, salt and pepper. Oh yeah.
Drop that. Yeah, I feel you.
That's what I listen to. Lil Kim. I did listen to Lil Kim. Queen Latifah, Moni Love,
Nah, man.
MC Light.
It's just tough shit, man. These girls, all the women you naming, they was on that wave, but this whole shit is whole culture is big. Whole culture and gangster culture, thug culture or whatever. They go hand in hand. They're destructive to the black community.
It's like the pimps and the hoes.
They go hand in hand. And then what's crazy is whole culture is the biggest shit right now. The girls is winning.
They are. It's more.
Lotto, Glow, Megan,
Cardi.
who else? Cardi is the leader.
No,
Nicki
is the leader.
Cardi is the leader.
And who else?
Nicki don't even be on that like that. But whole culture is big. It's huge.
Oh my gosh.
It is. So
Sweetie.
Sweetie.
What is she?
She trash. That's what she is. I'm just saying, she trash.
We done got all on top of
I fuck with Glow though. Glow is
everybody love Glow though.
Glow is that nigga.
Loves Glow.
I love Glow.
She be like, curl, don't curl.
Because she got that Memphis accent. She straight out of Memphis. She
she was from St. Louis.
No, nigga. Sexy from St. Louis.
Oh shit.
Sexy. That's what the leader is. That's my bad. Not Nicki. Sexy is the leader. Sexy is
because they said she #1 in the charts and stuff or whatever.
But Sexy, I ain't gonna front. She made some catchy ass shit.
But
you my everything.
But you don't think she's more like they said Drake was a plant.
I don't believe she's a plant. I just believe she's a regular hood chick.
She's like ODB.
Yes.
Or
there you
Bismarck.
go. Good comparison. Good example. And it's just
but we've never had that for a female though.
That's the thing. Women get scrutinized by everything they do.
Yeah.
So women can't talk about having sex freely and shit like that. Because you can be like, you automatically a hoe.
Right.
But that's exactly what she is. ODB
I
and
think
Bismarck, that's good.
if she looked differently, then maybe it wouldn't.
She from St. Louis. St. Louis is like the most. People always talking about Chicago. Back to our original conversation, St. Louis is the most dangerous city in the world. Yeah, St. Louis, they don't fuck around.
So I'm not going there.
No, don't go there. Ain't shit out there. But the Cardinals. No.
But the Cardinals.
No, ain't shit out there. St. Louis Cardinals. Hell no. Shout out to Nelly.
Yeah, that's
he probably don't go back.
I was like, is he gonna do a song with her?
No, he got a baby on the way.
They should have had that baby already. That baby been cooking for a
They
long
both old in the motherfucker, so
they are.
They old. So Ashanti like what, 43, 44?
I don't know.
Nelly about 49?
They old.
They old.
I ain't having nobody's kids. Anywho, so but that's it. So we're gonna give you some more footage of Summertime Shy because we are right in the midst of it.
Yes.
It's a beautiful city. We hope that if you are from any other town, you can come and visit.
Bring your ass.
Yes.
Just be respectful.
Be respectful.
Be respectful. Don't do no dumb shit. You'll be all right.
That's it.
Don't hang around no young niggas.
And like we went to Oakland. We went around driving looking for what Tupac childhood home. Don't go to the old block.
No.
Don't go to the east side where the Latin Kings live.
No.
Like
no.
we ain't doing. Is that old block? No. What's old block?
Old block is no. It's old block is 64th of King Drive.
Okay. And
don't
then
take your ass over
what's over there? Avenues.
That's Avenues. That's over east. No, don't go on Avenues with the Mexicans.
Don't go to Avenues.
The Mexicans will get your ass.
And just.
I don't think people know how much of Chicago has a big Mexican culture.
Yes.
The Mexicans will fuck you up out here.
So.
Them niggas don't play.
Yeah.
Them niggas are damn. They damn near the majority.
They do not, and they don't scare.
They don't.
They gonna move in the hood, and then they gonna take over.
Them niggas in Inglewood now. They move in numbers. They move their whole families.
They do. As we were growing up, I remember music was a very, very instrumental in my life and very important. Back in the day, I was what was considered a house head. And I remember growing up and we went to Mendo. Like we was at Mendo.
I never heard of that.
You never heard of Mendo? Mm-hmm. You lie.
I swear.
You never heard of Mendo?
What is it? What was it?
It's the high school that's now.
Oh, Mendo High School.
Yes. It was the party place.
That was out west, wasn't it?
Mendo is on 111th, 100 and what's Gwendolyn Brooks now, right?
Oh, Southside Prep.
Yes,
Gwendolyn Brooks.
Yeah, that used to be Mendo.
Oh, I do know that.
And we used to have parties there, and it was team parties, and it was thousands of us there. We used to go to Sawyer's. That was up down. That was like up north, or not up north, maybe downtown.
Yes, another generation.
Oh my gosh, we used to go to. It's another place, the Riviera. We went there. We used to go to, what's the other place? The Warehouse. This was all Jubilation. Yeah. These were all the things that we did when we were in high school. So they had outlets for the youth. Yeah. And even when we used to go to Screaming like Markham, we used to go to Markham and we skated, and we never skated. I was on that dance floor. I was known to do battles. I was a dance battle queen. And I never really was skating. And so we used to go to Screaming Wheels in Indiana for that same reason.
I've never been there. I've seen their advertisements, like their old advertisements.
Yeah.
They're posting that lately.
And I remember being on they used to do those cardboard signs, like, come to this party, and they used to put them on the trees and on the, and I used to take them off and put them on my wall in the house. What parties did they have when you was growing up?
No, shit. When I was growing up, Hyde Park had a lot of stuff. Like it was.
That 47th Street.
47th, it was like Jack and Jill. That was a big thing. It was a big.
I can't remember that.
It was Jack and Jill parties, Jubilation, Nitro. Nitro was popping.
And all these were downtown, though?
Nitro was in the west suburbs.
Okay.
That was far out.
When did you start going to, you said the biology bar you used to go to?
That was when I first made 21.
Okay.
That's when everything on North Avenue was popping.
Yes.
Biology bar, Dragon Room. Mm-hmm. What else?
I met so many celebrities.
Anything that was on North Avenue,
Yeah.
Man, that was so. I made 21. That was 2001. Whatever was popping in 2001, I was there.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I was all over the place. I was just a fresh 21-year-old.
We used to go to, first it was called the Click. Was it called the Click first?
It was called the Click.
And then they changed it to E2. I feel like it was another name too.
Was River West popping in?
River West was, I think I met, when River West was when I met you.
Yeah. So, when it became E2, that's when it became like my generation.
Yeah.
Then the Stampede happened, and then, people got trampled.
Yeah.
Got closed down, and
the Cotton Club.
The Cotton Club, right down the street.
Oh, and the one on 60, the Taste on 63rd Street.
The Taste is a hood.
Yeah.
You gotta be straight out of Inglewood. Yeah, I went there a few times.
You go see the strippers for us. That was like
East of the Rhine. They had the strippers there too.
Oh man.
East of the Rhine.
Oh my God. I think I went
my old lady crib.
79.
Saturday night. My old lady stayed like 2 blocks away.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was over there. I had no business over there. I've been all over, man. Like, for real.
But that's the beauty of Chicago, because they had, it was another place right in the, like off of Cottage Grove. It was like that little club right there. I can't think of the name of it. It was between King Drive and Cottage Grove on 79th Street. But that was the beauty of being in Chicago, because there was always something jumping off that was fun, something for you to do. And when we were kids, when I was a kid, I was in those clubs, hunty, and I was a serious house head. I was breakdancing and everything. I thought I was breakdancing. I got
But yeah. But then further along, like I said, my generation, we had Secrets, Mr. Ricky's and all that in the South Suburbs.
Yeah.
And Dalton, when Secrets was like a big
that was
deal.
the best. It was a upscale.
That was a big deal. So
yeah. Wow.
And then the new 50.
Oh no.
The new 50 in Harvey?
Yeah.
What was 150?
That was,
so the old 50 was in the city, right?
The old 50 is on 75th.
Yeah.
Right,
the new 50, it's still open. It's still going to this day. They still do stepping and all that.
The old 50.
The old 50.
The old 50 on 75th. Yeah.
Oh, wow. But the new 50 was...
The new 50 in Harvey, no, that's been 20 different things.
Yeah.
Man,
that's where Kelvin used to patronize.
I first went there for college night. I first went there for college night, 99. I never forget. It was busting. It was nothing but 19-year-olds up in there. Bussin' is very good. In every which way you can think of. Bussin' is very good.
Oh my God.
Super bussin'.
Oh, look, he's trying to get to that.
I want to Yeah, I'm on camera today.
Bussin'.
Okay. And so you went, I went there a couple of times, and yeah, I think certain things was not my class. And I was just like, not to put my nose down.
I just think he was older. I just think he was older. You from that house era, where house was really popping. Speaking of house, the
promotions.
Yeah, the Chosen Few was this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Boodoo Master. Boodoo Master.
That nigga he was like, he is. But we had Farley. We had Gene Hunt. Is his name Gene Hunt? We had Terry Hunt. And then Ferris.
Yeah.
We had
now this is how it started.
Oh my God.
DJ working hard.
We had so many good DJs. I'm getting old. I can't remember all of them because back in the day I was there repping. When I tell you we used to go to Navy Pier and party. They had so many parties for the under 21 kids.
Yeah.
It was, and I really think that's the outlet that's missing. Now they're gonna have to not.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not even missing. These niggas just destructive. These niggas they want to tear up everything. Yeah. For instance, the 4th of July, they had something in Lansing. Lansing is predominantly black right now. One of my homeboys who live out there, he hit me, he was like, man, these motherfucking shorties, they didn't tore up Lansing. They shut down the fireworks. Like, these kids are so destructive. It's like, why are you tearing up everything?
Yeah, why?
It's like,
what? I feel like it started. Remember that time what was happening when they started looting? Was it the
2020 for George Floyd?
George Floyd. It seemed like once that hit, the whole world went crazy, and it has not stopped.
Yeah, I agree.
It seemed like that was when the turning point of not giving a damn. Like, oh, this is how we can get stuff. This is what we doing. We gonna get on social media, organize a crime, and then take over.
But you're doing all that in your own neighborhood.
In your own neighborhood.
In your own neighborhoods. So
that they never reopened. They didn't reopen half of none of that stuff that they was looting.
They literally just reopened. What's the liquor store on Stony?
Yeah, Kenwood.
Yeah,
they just redid it.
Yeah,
it's called Stony Beverage or something like that. But it's been years, And
the man, I don't think he was gonna sell his building. So that was the thing. I'm like, that's another problem that we have in Chicago, and I don't know if it's somewhere else. But what happens is predominantly more white people own these buildings in the city. And because it's in a Black neighborhood, they don't fix them up. They are dumps. And so, but they are holding on to this property, not wanting to sell it to let us do something with it. Yeah. So they hold on to them. They don't clean up the community. The city is not fining them, or they're not making them do it, or they're not making them sell it. So the neighborhood look like shit. So if the government don't do something about it and force these people to sell these buildings and give it to people that want to clean up their neighborhoods, then it's going to continue to go down the drain. I'm looking at Matson. We got a whole strip mall, and they stopped letting people rent. They told them, no, you won't be able to get anybody else to rent until you fix it up. They ain't fixed up jack. So instead, they like, okay, well, we just going to keep these two people to rent and let it stay like shit.
What strip mall?
The one as soon as you come off the expressway.
Bar Louis?
No, the first one.
All right, Bar Louis is back open.
Was it closed?
It got closed for COVID.
Oh,
that was one of the first places that closed.
Oh, I didn't know. But no, right? Yeah, where that is by Bar Louis. Yes, I'm thinking of Bocce's when you said that. So when
about Toys R Us?
Yes, the Toys R Us mall. And so now they find the person and they saying you can't rent anymore because they were still renting the place out, and it needs all kind of work. And instead, they can't force the man to sell.
Right.
It becomes a dump in the neighborhood.
I saw it.
Yeah, and it's like, but I'm like, that's what happens in the city. Definitely. All these white people, that's why, and I don't want to say white people, all these people, because I don't know if they white or Black, who owns these properties.
They're white.
But people own the properties, they don't care about the neighborhoods, and when the neighborhood needs to get a revamp, they're not selling the properties to let that happen. Yes. So it continues to be an eyesore for the community.
But yeah, definitely.
But speak on the property tax situation because they got to deal with that. Crook County, Illinois.
Crook County.
Property taxes went up in the south suburbs ridiculously.
Yes.
Tremendous.
And so, they doubled, tripled. People can't afford certain stuff. So that's another way they're forcing people out, the suburbs. They're taking stuff over.
But then it's like, where you going? You're trying to go back to the city, and everything is going up in the city too.
It's all fucked up.
They force people out.
They forcing people out of Illinois.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what it is.
And they doing
more people. Yes. More people, that's why everybody running in Arizona, Texas, Vegas.
Yeah.
Cali is ridiculous. Florida. Yeah. So Atlanta. You can't forget Atlanta. Everybody named mama from Chicago was in Atlanta.
Yeah. So it ain't even, it's Chicago. It's Chi-Atlanta.
Man, for real.
But I just wanted to talk about us in our party life.
I started hitting the clubs on 01, like hitting them hard,
So what do you know how to?
I don't know how to footwork. I can't footwork. I got homies that can footwork. I just watch them and hold them by their shirts.
Hold their shirts.
You know what I'm saying?
But wait, from the peanut gallery, can I ask a question for y'all?
Go ahead.
And this one that came up in a barbershop. I'm sorry we ain't on camera, but this one, peanut gallery. What about the budding strip club scene that was happening in the 2000s? In Chicago, you see that they shuttered now. The one on Bishop Ford, I forgot the name.
The Factory.
The ones in Harvey, it was like 3 or 4.
They don't need to.
I believe even Arnie's is closed now.
Arnie's closed. The Factory, Skybox, and Red Diamond.
It's crazy because for whatever reason, our strip clubs in Chicago just don't hit like they do in Atlanta.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was at all those spots. So with that being said, I can tell you. What it is just like everything else. It's niggas.
Okay.
Niggas was doing dumb shit. Was fighting. I was at the Factory one night, and a nigga got shot.
I've never been there.
And when I tell you, CPD was there and was literally just walking. They didn't care. And then this nigga was down up against the gate, and we all just We heard the gunshots. Everybody dug down. We saw the nigga shot. And I ain't gonna lie, I was right there. And we just kept walking.
Wow.
And we just saw this man just sitting there. CPD was coming and everything. It was like we so desensitized. It's bad. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I was part of it.
Yeah.
So, and then they get greedy with stuff like you got Red Diamond, which was once upon a time was Cowboys. Cowboys used to be like.
What's Red Diamonds and what is Cowboys?
It's a strip club. Cowboys, Red Diamonds used to be called Cowboys. It's
Where was it at?
Off 167th and like Pulaski. Down the street from the show. Over there.
Really?
Yes.
I never heard of it.
What?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Red Diamonds.
It's a Chicago staple. So once they...
A staple?
It's a staple. Ask anybody my age. You're a little older.
I'm old.
Ask anybody in their late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
It's a Chicago staple.
Okay.
So Cowboys, it used to be low key. It'd be straight strip club. They didn't even play black music.
What?
They didn't, yeah. So then...
So it was a white strip club?
It wasn't even white. It was black. But they was just in that shooting pool. We watched strippers and everything. They gave you free drinks,
Red
pizza,
Diamonds.
everything. This one it was Cowboys when they was doing all that. Then once the culture shifted and it became more popular, when the strip clubs became the club,
right.
It became Red Diamond.
Oh.
So Red Diamond, you had that. They was doing sections. They had another part. You had to pay additional. They was charging like $50 to get in, charge you to park, all that. Yes, it became a big deal. Hell yeah.
160 something and Pulaski.
Was that during
down the street from Walmart?
The Adriana's era?
It was in that era, yeah.
Adriana's.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It was in that era.
So he got to speak on. He can definitely speak.
I know y'all. Y'all went to y'all went to Adriana's the first night they opened.
Yeah.
I was there. Y'all remember you telling me I came there. I was fresh off work. I was working 4 to 12.
I love that place because I thought it had so many possibilities for events. You know, they had a banquet hall.
But as usual, drill music killed that.
Yeah. Because they had the next place next door that was called Red something.
No, I forgot what it was called, but
Red Zone?
The Zone.
The Zone.
The Zone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Niggas being niggas. Fuck shit up. So that's what happened. But yeah, Chicago has the Factory and Red Diamond and Skybox. That was like the three prominent.
And now Jimmy's.
Jimmy's is a titty bar.
Oh, what we talking about strippers now, strip clubs. What about the one that's the place, what is it called? Off of 394 and Lincoln Highway.
Oh, you talking about
394?
No.
By Chicago Heights.
The one, the real big one.
There.
Ford Heights.
Did we go? No, not that one. The one that's right off the expressway. It's called.
I can't think of the name of that.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of that one. I never been enough.
It's like something.
I heard it has to do with food.
No, we went there. It was predominantly white women.
Yeah.
It's called something like like the Bahamas. Like
Atlantis.
That's it.
The Bahamas. I see what you did there.
I'm over here Google.
Right. So I don't like as popular as sex is right now, and the whole phase you call it.
Whole phase. Whole culture.
Whole culture. You would think that it's a growing market. But in Chicago, it seems not be popular.
It's not popular because Chicago is, as much as we campaign and cheer on Chicago, it's a violent city. And with the clubs here, breeds violence. Okay. So the Factory ain't been open in years. Yeah.
Are there indie clubs open right now?
Strip clubs?
No, regular clubs.
Yeah, it's all new. It's a whole new era out there.
What?
Like, you got
like the Bureau Bar. Is that a club?
The Bureau Bar.
Where I had my birthday.
No, it's not a club. That's considered a bar.
It's a bar.
You got Y Bar.
What's the Y Bar? Have I been there?
Nah,
I have to ask him because I don't even know. I just be going to stuff.
That's like some shit like downtown. Like you got a few spots. I follow a few DJs. They DJ there, but no, you don't go. Like the bars, the club scene in Chicago in the world is trash because when you go out now, you have to get a section just to sit down. So that's $1,000. Yeah. And then once you get a bottle.
Yeah, what was we at Puerto Rico and that happened? It was raining. We was trying to sit down and everybody was standing up and all these tables was empty. And I'm like, why they not sitting down? Yeah. You have to buy a bottle.
You have to buy a bottle and buy a couch just to sit down. Yeah. It's like Nigga, I can go to Value City, get this same couch and take it to the crib. Nigga, what the fuck is you on?
Right, and I can get a bottle for $20, $30.
What?
Why am I
You
paying
charging me
$1,000?
a Don Julio, a bottle of Don Julio is $40. You charging me $250?
Yeah.
No, $250. These niggas is wild. Like, for real. So it's no point. So, but they get over on these people in their 20s and their early 30s.
For the ones that want to show off.
Yeah, they want to show off. That's all it is. It's these niggas, they want to impress other niggas.
Yeah.
It ain't even about the women no more. The women gonna look, but it's real stunning. Like, between men, like, yeah, I got this section, I did woo woo. No, I can't go.
So, but you're saying there is some clubs out here? Because I don't
It
know
is,
what
but
clubs out here anymore.
But the club scene is totally different.
Yeah.
Or downtown, the rooftops. A lot of rooftops.
Yeah, I see like a lot of people do that now. A lot of people go to brunches and bars.
Brunch is the big thing. You got a View rooftop. You got Joy District. They got a rooftop and they got a club. Who else got a rooftop? You got the Virgin Hotel. You got the Wit.
The Navy Pier.
You got Navy Pier. They probably got the biggest rooftop in the city. Drinks is whack as hell. That's another thing. With all these spots, you got a pregame because these drinks be 20 and above, and they be whack as fuck.
They like bottom shelf.
Bottom shelf. So you gotta bring your own bottle and make sure you pregame in the car because shit is terrible.
Because what do you pregame?
I drink a lot of Julio, a lot of I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of cheap tequila. What I got right now. I got some notes. I was drinking some 1800 earlier, and I got some Terramana. I ain't gonna lie, $25.
What is Terramana?
I usually do the Don Julio. Terramana is like $25. You find it somewhere. It's decent. It gets you where you trying to go. I do the Don Julio. You know what I'm saying? That Julio make you do the Fulio.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Julio.
So we gonna.
Yeah. All that, the 42, the Calumet. You don't need all that shit, man. That shit just is for a name, man. Yeah. All this shit will get you drunk.
True.
Yeah. That's all.
And you're gonna be mad because you spent $200 on the bottle.
On my mama, on Janice.
Yeah. What was the Hypnotic?
Oh, Hypnotic.
Incredible Hall.
Hennessy and Hypnotic.
Hypnotic, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's green. It turned green.
Okay.
It turned green. It's the Hypnotic.
And you know what? Back in the day, I used to drink. Sorry, this is what's that? White port, and used to put the Kool-Aid.
I haven't been on there, but I know
it was like $1.99. That alcohol. It was like super cheap. And then he was like, "Yeah, give me the pack of that lemonade." That was when I was young.
Was he not a lemonade? Y'all got that XXL?
Yeah, I don't even drink stuff like that.
That shit $10. You can't for that Starbucks.
I'm so glad I'm old now. I ain't even got to worry about none of that stuff. But now these girls vaping and stuff. These people ain't doing.
Vaping. These girls snorting coke. These girls out here bad. These girls.
What?
Man, these girls.
Are you kidding me?
No. It's true.
Wow.
Hey, it's
I just
different
like,
out here.
I feel like, yeah.
It's different. Like, drugs are so.
Your eyes are so low.
Are they? I'm sorry.
These sheepy.
A little bit. But the drugs are like so, I don't want to say forgiving, but they just like excuse a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So they look at like, oh yeah, she's not cool. It ain't nothing. It's like a lot of
because
stuff.
Because it was the white person's drug.
Yeah, it's like the drug of choice now with certain stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm so glad I never got into that.
Fuck no.
And I definitely want to make sure my kids don't get into any of it.
Because everything is more so legal now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even been into weed like that. I never been.
Janice was into weed.
Yeah, I used to see tops all around the crib. Yes, shout out to Janice once again.
I used to she used to separate the seeds and stuff on this little shoebox top, and then I would accidentally knock it over.
That's really on purpose.
I condone drugs and
I don't like weed. Maybe I don't like being stuck. Weed. Last time I saw some weed.
No, that's some edibles.
I never had edible. I never had an edible in my life. I've heard a number of horror stories about people that.
Yes, and
I ain't smoked no weed since like 04, 05. But weed, I smoked some dro last time I smoked. I don't like being stuck. Like where I can't manage, I can't do nothing. I can't do that. But I've heard edible stories.
People say they wake and bake. Is that what that is? What is wake and bake?
That's when you first wake up. First thing you do in the morning is smoke. That's wake and bake.
Why?
Because they hype. That's how they function.
I don't get it. And it's like, ugh.
No, I know. No, people that's real smoke. All my guys is real smokers.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas is regular niggas. They got jobs, all that shit.
Wow.
But people that's real smokers, they don't drink like that.
Oh,
so they just
okay.
all they do is smoke. Nah, I ain't never been into that shit like that. I done started drinking, so that's my thing.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're visiting Chicago, just kind of do your history. Watch, tell people to watch this video, to tell them don't go to Old Block, don't go to the avenues. Just know where to go up and down the highway. It goes to downtown Chicago. But, a lot of those smash and grabs are happening too. So, just enjoy the tour places. Do a lot of research on social media to find out where's the happening spots, and then find out about the neighborhood. So you'll find out where to park, because, I'm just saying, I call him like, hey, what about this place? Is this good? Where should I park? Because he know all the Chicago streets. If it ain't, I'm very funny where I'm going. So that's just me. So I just recommend that you do your research before you come and visit. Don't be silly and going to visit these places.
Hell no.
And looking at these murals, because they are deep in the hood.
Definitely.
So that's that. Well, thank you for joining me. Well, we're going to have our friends. We're going to do this again, because we're going to have our friends come back and see where they are.
Absolutely, I'm with it.
With the datings and all that good stuff. Well, thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you, son. He didn't want to get on camera, but
Shout
I'm
out my
going to get him on
nephew.
camera because he is full of knowledge. My handsome son. All right, y'all. Bye.
Peace out.